I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bug.
You guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light, and he happened to be hanging out the window.
Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Following the debut of the recent Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, fresh evidence regarding Diddy's connection to Tupac's death surfaced online. This led to authorities including Diddy's name in the police records, which began with supporters claiming Diddy desired Tupac eliminated because he aspired to be Tupac.
Tupac was a shining example of everything that Diddy wanted to be, and he was that naturally. He was charismatic, he was sought after, desired, he was very well liked and a naturally likable person. He was charming, he actually had intrinsic talent, he was a star. He was what Diddy tried to force his way into becoming. Diddy, through force, through manipulation, through fear-mongering, tried to become loved and adored and liked, but all he could manage is like a twisted clone of that he was able to garner through fear. But back to my original point, he thought he triumphed over Tupac by when actually what he did was make Tupac immortal. And by Diddy continuing to live and earn more wealth and, in his mind, earn more adoration, he thought he triumphed. He thought he won overall.
This actually triggered a response from 50 Cent. It was revealed. 50 Cent claims it's not finished. Additional unreleased Diddy content that wasn't included in the Netflix documentary is heading to YouTube, featuring material about how Diddy established a family with Tupac's former girlfriend. Diddy has a daughter named Chance Combs with Sarah Chapman in 2006, who notably dated Tupac in 1995. Investigators examined the relationship and discovered something troubling. On November 18, 1995, Tupac was pictured with Diddy's baby mama, Sarah Chapman. Diddy characterized Sarah as being the one. She's his dream girl. So when she got with Tupac, Diddy didn't like it, which resulted in his first attempt of getting Tupac, which was swept under the rug by police.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bug. The police found him, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
With his initial attempt being unsuccessful, he attempted again. In the Diddy trial, it was revealed former LAPD officer claims Diddy had Tupac handled for $1 million. Sugg retaliated, having Biggie handled. Diddy hired Keith D to get Tupac. Then after 20 years of walking free, when the police finally arrested Keith D, he did an interrogation. He didn't know he was being recorded when confessing Diddy was the lead man of the crime.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
This was accompanied by Diddy being questioned about being accountable for Tupac in a very uncomfortable interview.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you, listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
As during the Diddy trial, he was questioned on his involvement. The news reported Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's passing after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. As Keith D, the hired hitman of the crime, said everything was Diddy's wish and that it was easier than he thought. Even the writer who wrote the Tupac biography claims Tupac wasn't as tough as he portrayed and was just playing a role, saying he couldn't defend.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method act.
This got the attention of the police, who announced police made notes about 50 Cent's Diddy documentary, where never before heard evidence was shared about Diddy paying $1 million for Tupac's passing. Sources claim to expect Diddy to be charged, which is what 50 Cent has always wanted. He's wanted to expose Diddy for some time because there was a previous incident where it read, 50 Cent says he doesn't like Diddy because he had Tupac hit.
I always say the wrong thing. Last time you met me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me. I said crazy. Oh wait, maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
But when you investigate further in the police records, it proves Diddy didn't act alone. In case you missed it, the news reported the reinvestigation of Tupac's casing is revealing new names and evidence of those involved. New name brought up is Suge Knight. Eminem even stated back in the day that Suge was responsible for the passing of the two best rappers. I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet. If only Christopher Wallace could talk, he could tell you himself. I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of anyone else down with the row. But new records reveal Detective Russell Poole suspected Knight arranged Tupac's passing before he could exit the label. And he framed the rival Crip gang to throw off investigators. The main Crip member they tried pinning the blame on was Snoop Dogg, because when you look at his file and connect it to Tupac's, you find out he was supposed to be in the car with Tupac that night. He got targeted.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
But Snoop mentioned he didn't go because of an argument that occurred between him and Tupac.
But Snoop mentioned he didn't go because of an argument that happened between him and Tupac.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me, how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
But the feds were very suspicious of Snoop and how he coincidentally got out of being with Tupac within 72 hours of the hit. You have to remember that Snoop was connected to the streets back in the day, so it's likely he could have caught wind that a hit was going down. But in another interview, Snoop doubled down that he thought Tupac hated him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like them. I want to do some music with them. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. There's video footage of all of us hanging out.
Although they go through the full evidence files and how Tupac got taken out, because they explained that on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was with Suge Knight in Vegas. They were there to watch a Mike Tyson match, but once it was over, Tupac and a Crip street member named Orlando Anderson got in an altercation.
And their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago in a proffer that couldn't be used against him. The thing was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security broke up the brawl after a couple minutes, and Tupac went back to his hotel to change his clothes. By the time 11 p.m. rolled around, Tupac and Suge hopped in their BMW and began driving to a club for the night. But while on their way to the club, the rival Crip gang pulled up on Tupac and Suge at a light.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
What's weird is that no one got prosecuted or charged for the crime, but suddenly, Keith D hopped on DJ Vlad's show to talk about the night many years later.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
He fully explained how they pulled up on him, and he tried claiming that Tupac pulled out a firearm before they did it. But official reports claim there was no firearm in Tupac's car.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
But what makes it even weirder is that the police never arrested Keith D back in the day, but he was interrogated by them when the crime happened.
You say Suge looks over, he sees you? He looks right at you?
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the light.
Back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando comes in car across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window.
To further add on to the police investigation, they stumbled upon this other interview where Keith D regretted what happened on that night.
Yeah. I hate that happened, dog. I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. I hate that happened. Probably to God. I feel that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. It never happened, dude.
Although there's holes labeled in the file that make it seem possible that Tupac is alive, an officer revealed that Tupac was an industry plant. He was set up with the job of stopping the beef between the red and blue street gangs.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
But with the plan not working and Tupac getting targeted, they made it look like he passed. Some fans believe that they could have faked his passing when he was recovering in the hospital. Something weird is that a rapper named Tretch, who was close to Tupac back in the day and made songs together, said the last time he saw him was in Cuba. He was being interviewed like normal, but the reporter put down his camera and suddenly asked him when he last saw Tupac. You'd think if you were Tretch and someone asked you about your friend who passed over 14 years ago, you'd either hesitate or question why they asked that. Instead, Tretch answers it like a totally normal question.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Pop still alive? Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
Last time I saw him, he was in church.
1 month later, footage came out from a news website which claimed that Tupac was spotted in Cuba.
That's Pop, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back just trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
Even the person who was closest to Tupac during his career believes that Tupac is still alive because Suge Knight said in an interview, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac was laughing and joking, so I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I would say this, Pac, you never know.
However, what's weird is that Tupac was in a deep sleep, so he wouldn't have been able to laugh with Suge. But the most important thing is that Suge Knight said this exact thing in many interviews across multiple years.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital, he was conscious in the ambulance, he was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
Shortly after Suge did one of the interviews, he was targeted by a man with a firearm multiple times. Suge believed this was because of the way he claimed that Tupac was still alive and people were trying to get him. But around the time that Suge Knight was sentenced, his son started still alive and living in Malaysia. The next day after posting this, he posted a conversation which wrote, "You said too much, time for you to go." With him panicking, he would leak photos of Tupac with modern celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyonce. He made it seem like someone was after him for leaking it, as he captioned the Beyonce post, "He never left us, they'll be after me soon." Some people believe this was a publicity stunt to get clout for his son, but others believe it's the truth. No one else would know more about the situation than Suge Knight, considering he was on the scene when it. What do you think happened that night in Vegas? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden truths.